How's that? Phyllis Lee. Does she ring a bell?
This is Chris and I will probably differ on this. My thing with Phyllis, she's the reason that I started managing. She really is. And I don't want to say anything super bad or anything like that. She's gone. They always said, if you don't have anything good to say, so I didn't say anything. I was putting on shows. Jason Gotze is my best example. I'm putting on shows. I get him 3 wins in a row on my show. He's a good talent. And then the next thing I know, Phyllis swoops in and sends him to Brazil, and he comes back and he didn't even really want to fight anymore. You know, he gets hammered. And then she was doing it with other guys, sending him to Japan. I mean, she was sending guys to be beaten, you know, to lose. And I didn't understand that at the time, and I didn't want to manage. I was having more fun promoting, didn't want to manage. And then after I had Pat, he was my only guy, and I didn't take money from him. And then I saw this happening. I go, you know what? I'm going to start managing guys. I'm going to start doing it. I'll take care of them. And that was why I did it. My favorite story with her was I did a show at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis.
Well, I was there.
Yep, I know you were. And when the show was over, Matt Hughes fought. Again, look at that card. I mean,
great card.
We were putting on shows that were amazing. They really were. I mean, all the guys that went on to be stars. But Matt Hughes, they were in the locker room, and Phyllis comes in and shakes his hand and says, nice fight, Matt. And he goes, oh, thanks. And she turns and starts walking away. And Matt goes, Mrs. Lee, he goes, when you shook my hand, you put your business card in it, and it says, call me. He goes, you know I have a manager, right? Mrs. Lee, have you met Monty? And she's going, no, I didn't. And she's walking away. And he's like, you want to talk to my manager about it? And that's the kind of shit that I didn't like, you know, although that was funny as hell. Matt was, well, Mrs. Lee.
So, Monty, are you saying that somebody that kind of grew up in the carnival circuit as a female pro wrestler was a little rough around the edges? Is that what you're saying, Monty?
Well, I will say this. I don't know all of Phyllis's background. I don't know. I'm sure she
was a carnival.
Great qualities that I've missed because I don't know her that well. But what I saw in MMA was just, you know, saying, and I can't, gosh dang it, Chris, was that you down by St. Louis when
it was Randy Greenman's
show where you said, I can't remember if it was you or it was another one of this, you fought on Madden shows, right?
Yeah.
There was a time, and I was there, where if it was you, I think I saw you say to Madden, hey, I love fighting your shows and all this, but am I ever going to make more than 3,000 or something like that? And he said, well, you made 5 for this. And then Phyllis goes, no, he didn't. I got to talk to you. And drug him off in another room.
Oh, and we figured out what was
really
going on.
But was that?
I believe, yeah, me and Adam Steebling were fighting over it there. But I learned real quick, you know, how I got involved with her. You know, I was training very early 1998, and Jason Gotze was going over to Japan. I was like, I want to go to Japan. And that's when that Brett, we talking about him anyway.
Brett Allenzawi.
Yeah, and he came to train with us. He's like, man, I'm not, you know, Jason had him come train there, and I was beating him. And he was like, I'm not going there. You know, I'm getting beat by this guy who's nobody. So I was like, I'll go. And Phil's got me into Japan instead of him because I was beating him. So I didn't know anybody. I signed with Phyllis because that was my only way to get Japan. Yeah. And I remember for the first probably 5 fights I went to Japan, she'd tell me that. She'd be like, Chris, you have to go. They're not going to give you a corner, man. They're not doing this. But I'm going to come out there. They're sending me a ticket. I didn't figure out for a while. She was taking my cornerman pass. I was just like, hold on a second. That's when I started figuring out with that and with the money. I mean, I was like, 22, 23. I was just happy to be going there. And then I started figuring out she's kind of taking a lot of my assets. It took me a while, but there was no management back there, Monty. It was either you, it was
I
her
know.
or you, and I was already connected with those people by that time. There was no, it is what it is.
That's why what I didn't like. And I know she'd also do things like she'd come to she got 3 or 4 guys or something in a show, and she'd go, "Hey, Tap Out sent us all shirts. We're all getting to wear shirts." And they gave her $1,000 or something.
Nobody knew. Yeah.
But she was just getting the shirts. And but
right, so Monty,
from what I was told, what she was doing with Madden, because I talked to him, and he had said that she would call and say, "Chris needs $2,000 up front," or whatever it is, whatever the number is, and send it to me. And so she'd get the upfront money, and then she'd tell you, "You're making 3."
We never got any upfront money.
Well, I know.
So Chris,
she did.
you have to pay a percentage on that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So she took the $2,000
Double
and
difference.
took a percentage of the
And
3.
then took 20% of the 3. She made more than he did.
Yeah. I mean, we never knew that stuff back for a long time. You know what I mean? And by the time this kind of came out, it was like the UFC wouldn't deal with her. I mean, we just kind of parted ways. It is what it is. But I mean, that was new and green coming to the sport, huh?
I was just gonna say she was definitely like a person who like for example, Ron Waterman was her athlete for a long time as well. So like she popped up like in a weird place where she got guys to sign up for it, but then everybody that was with her was always pretty loyal to her too, So I think she had her charm, know.
I think what it was.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'll go ahead.
No, you're 100% true. But I think more than anything, I just think she got just some guys who were just loyal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily her, but I mean, like, when I was first starting off, it was a big deal for me to go over to Pancrase and fight. That was like lineage and legendary people. And I was just, I was a new guy who was freaking like fighting Midwestern guys and beating everybody in the Midwest. So I was just honored to go there to fight. You know what I mean? And